Greetings. My name is Alexandra, and I work with modern ancestral practice where I combine family constellations, systemic ritual, guided meditation, psychology, and shamanic practice for our well-being and to bring us closer to our ancestral lineages. And today I wanted to share with you a ritual to work with ancestral connections where we're still maybe holding something for our ancestors. Sometimes in our lives we have this feeling that if we show up fully, if we are seen and heard for who we really are, something bad might happen. And sometimes there are our personal reasons for that, maybe childhood experiences, but often there is also a connection to the ancestral field, to those ancestors through time and space who've lived in times where being oneself fully, speaking up, showing up was life-threatening. And maybe that even happened. Or maybe it didn't happen, but that was the overall collective experience and fear. So to work with that, with those ancestors, we do this ritual. And in the ritual I suggest that you set up one ancestress, but it might be several. So I would suggest you do several rituals rather than bring them all together. So you take two small stones or small objects and you set up one for yourself to represent yourself and one to represent the ancestress. And you stand in your own place, representing, meaning noticing what is happening physically and emotionally in your body. Noticing how it is to stand in that place, looking at the ancestress who had similar fears, similar feelings of something bad happening if she's fully herself. And you address this ancestor. You say your name, where you talk from in the world, which land, what time, what year, and you say something like, I see you and I see your fear, and I carry the same. In my lifetime, the situation is different. It is safe to be fully myself. But in your lifetime, it wasn't safe. To honor your experience, to give you your place, I carry your fear and share it with you. And notice how it feels when you say it. Then step out and step into the place of the ancestress. Again, representing fully, so staying with the body sensations rather than interpreting and making sense of it. And as you stand in that place, notice what comes up as you look at your descendant talking to you from 2020 something. How does it feel for the ancestor? How does it feel to hear the words that the fear is still there? When I was doing this ritual for myself, what came up when I was representing the ancestress first was this intense fear of danger, of physical danger, and then there was this incredible sadness that all the way into the future there is still this fear, there is still this constriction of being oneself. So when you notice what's happening for the ancestor, maybe there will be some words to acknowledge what is happening, to acknowledge the words that you hear from the descendant. You step out of that place and you use other stones or small objects to represent in a circle around the ancestor the resources that would bring support and power to that ancestor in their in wherever they are in their lifetime with whatever was happening. And those are the resources that they already possibly had in their life, but maybe were not aware of it to actively engage them, or maybe they were limited in access or availability. And they are the resources like love, divine power, divine light, guardian angels, good people, good food maybe, freedom of choice, internal freedom. So anything you might think of that could be supportive to that place of the ancestress, you set them up. Or maybe you don't even name them. Maybe you just call exactly what is needed for that ancestor to feel strong and supported, and set it up. And then come back to represent the ancestor and see what is different when the resources are around you. How does it feel? When I was doing the ritual, there was a huge change for the ancestor with the resources there. And she was suddenly able to see the descendant fully and to take back everything that belonged to her. So the words may be something like, the fear that you hold is mine, and I take it back. You do not need to do it for me anymore. I am strong enough and supported enough to hold it for myself. Or maybe something else will come up. Just notice and be guided by the ritual. And then when this happens, this movement happens, you step back into your own place. Hear the words of the ancestress. See her being surrounded by her resources and support and power. And if she's taking back what doesn't belong to you, give it back. Completely let go of what you were still carrying for her. And maybe even do a little bow or a full bow to fully let go, to fully surrender and allow everything that doesn't belong to you to go back to her. And then you take a step back, you say thank you to this ancestor, thank you for your life. Because even though her life was like this, even though she was limited in her self-expression, she still passed the life on to you. And then you turn around to face your own life and just notice how it is for you, for your body now, to be facing your life with the ancestors behind you, with her power behind you. I hope this supports you in some way to be shining brightly in your own life, to claim fully your own place in the world, in harmony with everything around you.